Force to... Good.
I had my fill of this sight in the time of the invasion. I could not believe that I was seeing it again. We thought we were well defended, but from the front lines of Russia to the Third World, from major cities to the backcountry, we thought we were better defended, but our enemy knew we were not. As such, the sight of total warfare was around the world again. Many fled to safety, while others stayed and fought. We have not lost yet, but hopefully we can turn the tide. Even so, many major cities have already been struck. Many places at the point of no return. Volunteers tried to pick up what was left, but the rest is now history. Alien spacecraft of varying shapes and forms now hung over several places like chandeliers, signifying a growing dominance of an alien menace.
Commander Raiden, there are only so many hits we can take before we're back to square one.
Hopefully this isn't when it all falls down. What's the situation in Southeast Asia?
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run. Myanmar just surrendered to the space pirates, along with Laos.
We're still waiting on results for the interstellar space bomber mission that General Henkor launched from Papua New Guinea. Do we have any further data about the outcome of that mission?
No, Rainer Carvina's the only confirmed survivor, and that's only because he hijacked our BRES ship and managed to make his way back here. Still in Papua New Guinea.
Damn, he was one of our most talented generals thus far. At least Carvina managed to complete his long service in redemption.
Thankfully, we might be able to get out of this one too. You guys are going to bring forward our thesis to Lisbon, the one that Bradley Langham and Ashling Lotus helped me put together about mining the moon.
Yes, we are. This will be another giant leap for mankind.
You should have seen the look on my face when they came to my office with that idea. Mining the moon for this helium-3 material? They weren't wrong. That's exactly the material we need to power our spaceships if we are to go into stellar distances. It'll definitely give us the head start. This document will prove useful in helping us bring the fight to the aliens, since it shows how we can access that material by our own hands.
With Earth's primary line of defense breached once again, we began undertaking missions that no one else could take. This new journey beyond the horizon would start in what was officially the south of France.
I've come here with an arrow. This is one of the few times I have a proper, functioning plane. Whatever Commander Langham has in mind for us, this is perfect.
But this is better. This is the SU-27 SM3 Flanker. The latest version is light and clever. It's thrust vectoring. Yeah, it just brings out the yobo of me.
Hello, wingman. And as you would imagine, I've done this properly. This is a Harrier. It is a bit of a faff getting in, admittedly, but once you are in, the rewards are enormous. Because this thing was designed in the old days for rough, improvised warfare. This is the thing enthusiasts online and in the books go on about. Then you close the cockpit, pick how short you want to take off, and you'll be on your way. When I had reassembled my plane and Alma had sorted out his tech, we were ready to go.
Fighters are airborne, sir. Too slow. Some of them took 6 and 7 minutes, they'll have to do it in 2.
Bloody hell!
They got a better start.
I'm running through as quickly as I can. I'm in front!
Tally-ho, Velvet Leader, down there on the left. Pirates! Roger, here we go. Attacking now. Yellow section, keep your eyes peeled for the escort. Door. It's like shooting rats in a barrel. You'll be in a barrel if you don't watch out for the fighters. All ships to terminate enemy forces that have broken through our line of defense. Get those anti-air guns ready for battle. Take the fighters closest to the fleet first. Open seawards fire. Are in attack run. All hands brace for impact. Good work, boys. We're almost done here. Let's see who can reach the top score. And why is it me? The speed and power.
Bit late on that, Fox 2. Whoops. God damn it.
I'm losing. The reunion battle was just ripped into by the arrow. HQ to all squadrons. Hostile forces are evacuating, but all our radars are destroyed. So now we are blind. This is only the beginning. They won't stop now.
We just got a transmission from Commander Langham. We had to report to a cemetery in St. Paul, where we will receive further instructions.
In 1730, on Réunion, a pirate named Olivier Levasseur, nicknamed La Boussa, was hanged for crimes of piracy.
The buzzard? He had a pirate fleet?
On his way to the scaffold, he threw a coded message into the crowd that explained where he had buried his treasure. A copy of this message has been included in your pack.
Is that it?
Yes, that's it. It's reckoned that his treasure included the Fiery Cross of Goa, so it's your job to crack the code and find the loot. The space pirates have sent out their own expedition to the area, in search of the treasure for themselves. Intercepted transmissions reveal that at least part of the treasure originally belonged to them. It is said to hold power beyond your imagination, so you must get to it first. Yours sincerely, Commander Langham.
Oh, we're hunting for pirate treasure?
Yes, we are.
Oh, yes!
Do you believe the pirates are much of a challenge?
What do you mean? Believe? Yes!
Pirates nowadays knock on your door and say, "I've got this knockoff copy of a newest movie. Watch for free."
Pirate now, pirates then. They had style.
So, we gotta crack the code. Yeah, I did. Looks like the space pirates are able to decipher the message themselves. With the intercepted transmissions, they managed to find the last pieces of this century-old puzzle. So it makes sense now, from what I'm able to see, that the treasure is to the west of here.
Madagascar!
Well, we gotta go there. It's not far away.
We can't take these planes there.
Why?
The skies are terrible in Madagascar. The place is crawling with Ouroboros and space pirates. We've only just managed to turn the tide of war there. Until then, it was a major stronghold.
We've been all over the world, right? Then we'll modify the plane.
I've got a Harrier.
We can modify that very easily.
What, into a submarine?
With the kit bought and the modifications finished, we set sail for Madagascar.
Hello again. I've added better engines and new weapon systems. That's it.
I've given mine better armor, advanced forward-looking radar, and improved weather resistance.
Haha! I've painted it dark, full bulletproof fuel tank, and if this isn't strong enough, I've replaced the stock stuff with the cutting-edge air brake, modified it for tougher flying, and if you look here in the rear...
You know what he's done? He's uninvented the jet engine.
You have. You've put alien propulsion engines on it.
The first up is Libertalia. Mythical as it may be, we have a possible location from Langham.
So, where is it?
100 miles north of here.
And so, armed with Windhover's new information, we set off.
Ha! I've taken one of the finest performance planes of its time and turned it into a chainsaw.
I'm not sure I needed to upgrade my plane for this.
Because of you, I prepared my plane for Armageddon, and you brought me to a tea party.
Oh jeez, I feel like Charles Kingsford Smith here.
Systems checkout. Let's begin.
Hello, bonjour. They're looking at me, wondering, is he mad?
Let's go hunting, ladies and gentlemen.
We've completely overdone it. Whoa! That's definitely an AA.
The friendly airspace has run out.
Going full goggles.
Bloody hell. Yeah, I'll admit, this is quite bad.
Fly, fly, fly!
Finally, the modifications we made for the planes are coming into their own.
Now this is more like it. This is what I built this plane for.
We're entering the abyss. Go straight ahead.
How is it going in the flying T-72?
It's just a walk in the park. How about you?
It's a bit squeaky, but it keeps going. Just wondering how things are going on the area.
Oh, this is insane. Oh, bollocks, ash, oh, shitty death.
Ha! Teething problem. I'm literally reinventing the engine. I just lost an engine. Oh, good. Here comes a gloating weasel.
This has to be the gateway for a possible invasion. All systems go. Moving to engage. Targets destroyed. We have the advantage now.
This is the safest route, by the way. The plucky Harry is plowing on. Allons-y!
Yes, we found what mine's good at. It's unstoppable. Oh, I'm hit again.
General Sachalotto, RUN French and mercenary forces are taking back Madagascar. The collapse of Ouroboros has begun.
Excellent. We received an emergency wire in from Europe. It says we must dedicate all our forces to seeking out and destroying BRES airfields in Africa. They've been sending large bombers out of those bases into Europe. They are moving north, right towards our front doorsteps. Do we know where the bases are?
No, we do not. We are still gaining ground in the blackout zones.
We need to initiate our Namibian offensive. We need to recapture the Interceptor Citadel ruins and find what this prototype is.
With our major success in Botswana last year, our businesses in the African continent rose. It was thanks to us that Botswana's Air Force now had a MiG-29, JF-17 and BAE Hawk in their arsenal, all three of which we flew to save them from the terrorist menace. The MiG-23 is a plane we don't like very much, because it appeals only to dictatorships and terrorists, and we are neither of those things. However, if you remove the old Soviet tech and replace it with something a bit more fun, something like what we did, you end up with a ground pounder for the backcountry, and that was brilliant. We loved that. However, Commander Langham disagreed, so he hatched a plan. He said all three of us would bring a MiG-23, turn it into a light attack aircraft, and then report with it to a wild, rugged, and extremely remote place on the coast of Namibia. I built something extremely close to the original prototype. Underneath there was a MiG-23S. It was a flogger very like the one the famous MiG test pilot Alexander Vasilievich Fedotov flew in. I was then joined by the 1970s, Omega claiming to build what the flogger can be with his MiG-23 MLD. Paulina Tobias emerged from the mist. We said her MiG-23 MF wasn't a MiG at all. Our mission was simple. Since we were in MiG-23s, well, two of us were, we would now fly to the beach. The primary target was located on the crocodile-infested river at the northernmost point of Namibia where it meets Angola. And what a journey it would be! After many long hours of combat air patrol across the skeleton coast, we tried desperately to find an enemy target. A massive electronic interference had ruined our navigational equipment, so on the last bit of fuel from the unmanned aerial tankers, we pushed through the night.
So, we are seeing developments on the African front. This new squadron is uncovering some deep secrets they're not even known for.
After an exhausting journey, we reached a town. It was the capital, Windhoek. When we got there, we were taking on liquids. BRES transmissions referred to our target primarily as the prototype. an awestruck silence fell over the army, followed by a rumble of fearful recognition from the thousands of soldiers present. They all recognized this giant metal behemoth, and all knew it was nearly indestructible. Wedgetail's got a crack in his fuel tank. He's flying a bomb. Now we would reach the beach that marked the finish of what had been a spectacular journey. And yet, our homemade MiGs were still running. They were battered and bruised, but they proved our point to Commander Langham. They made it.
This is Garuda Leader to all active Namibian and IUN units. We need to consolidate and coordinate our attacks.
A few hours later, and with help from Namibian mining engineers, the world's first African anti-mecha attack strategy was ready.
We had a vote, and unanimously decided that you'll go first.
We're at IP. Ground attack radar is on. Get ready.
Eventually, the prototype laid in the sand, destroyed. Victory on the grand scale of a campaign was drawing closer.
The story's becoming a little clearer. Get into contact with Sacciolotto.
Ventura Campagna, the lone Italian pilot who became the savior of nations. 5 years of service, combat medals, citations, the only man to destroy 3 superweapons in a single year. Yet we find you in a rainy Ugandan farm, your body recovered from the Nile, after a near-suicidal engagement against an entire elite Chinese fighter squadron. Despite your best efforts, you refuse to die. You should be at least a 2-star general by now. In fact, by your usual rate of progression, you would have been the supreme commander of the entire IUN Air Force. Yet here you are, Colonel. Why is that? I do not know, sir. Aside from the fact that I'm still alive, none of this surprises me. Well, now that you are the greatest defender of Europe since the invasion, I feel compelled to send you to defend Europe against the increasing number of bomber aircraft. We are still hunting their bases. But the situation here in Ethiopia is getting worse by the day. But you, combined with your new wingman, Shamrock, are more than capable. Very well, sir. I understand that bomber activity has increased. I just hope the base holds while I am gone.
Gate Wakatata Atuna Invaders Kika Tatokai Kwa Rere Tato. So the invaders have started up their main power generators, and the time to attack is now. Yes, Michaelis.
BRES had finally made an attempt on Europe, but had slammed directly into the French army and their Raptoran alien allies. Alrighty. Everything is set up on my end.
Ah, Commander Raiden, how nice of you to join us from your space station.
Not a problem.
The current calculations predict a disappointing outcome. The probability of rebuilding the entire Earth's military complex to adapt to this crisis is low, and a rebuilding of the economic system to adjust is even less likely. Our lack of resources is growing more severe. Even if we cut spending to all non-essential departments, we'll have total economic collapse in 3 years. The recent onslaught across Asia and the Pacific was a significant blow to morale. Things are grimdark. Yeah, and we'll need to examine the possibility of Scenario 3. establishing colonies on Alpha Centauri, New Olympus, and elsewhere. We are already drawing plans to assist the Raptors in taking back another world of Intus. No one has ever attempted a star campaign like this. It's too dangerous.
The Black Reach Eternal Autocracy is not bound by time or space. As long as we have a sufficient invasion force, victory in the near future is possible.
Our simulations show that we'll need several convoys from Earth to a New Olympus. I'm not sure the Earth can withstand the change to its economy. And that still leaves the problem if it's worth the risk to wage the campaign now. If we take these worlds, would they be able to sustain us? Would we be able to expand?
It's hard to tell, but with our current calculations as they stand, at least a year will pass before we're consistently spacefaring.
The defenses around Sol are starting to take form. Surely the Empire would be driven away by that.
It's also possible that they could be drawn to it. And then there's the essay of colonizing the moon. With its helium-3 resources, we would be able to power our engines long enough to expand into the stars.
The writer is credited to be Radley Langham and Aisling Lotus, but George Wundhover has extensively researched and developed a thesis on how to colonize the moon with his force's existing technologies. Regardless of who leads the way, we can surmise that whoever controls the moon will control the Earth.
Impossible!
Yes, Commander Raiden?
I would like to speak about Earth's contribution to the space campaign. The Battle of Intus is scheduled to take place after we've secured New Olympus, as far as I remember. But where do we go from there?
We have a goal for your race to strive for. As you may have known over your travels in space, there do exist a small portion of your humankind elsewhere in the stars. We have a goal for your race to strive for. Sumer, the homeworld of the starborn humanity. It is currently under Empire control. Its citizens live under the illusion of autonomy. If you can liberate it from the clutches of the Nagari, you may have a chance of uniting them under your rule.
Regrettably, this conference has to be cut short. The alert level has increased for all of Europe. We must ensure that all of our people are in safety.
After midnight, EU allied forces have announced they have begun evacuations of the Marseille area.
Major Valoroso, I understand that some of your forces are now using civilian airfields to project power. It's got to stop.
Okay.
And another thing, fighter jets. They're for fighting. They're not private transport. I understand that the requirements of your forces differ somewhat from the IUN's. Nevertheless, it's no excuse. Dios mío! Take cover!
At least we know what the Greys are going for. All our airfields, unfortunately.
It's a squadron scramble, sir. Don't be crazy. Get me the duty controller. We've only just come down. We're still in hotel control. Don't just stand there. Get one up! Squadron airborne. Globes have fire. Stick to me like glue, Shamrock. Firebird leader, sorry about that. This is Cowslip. Firebird copies. About time too. Where do they go? Bandits now 200 miles south of you, heading southeast. Vector 120 and make angels 2 miles. We'll go, Cowslip. Firebird's turning port now.
Raven Station to X-Ray. Come in. Stymphalian birds. Ultra-heavy bombers from the invasion days. Can fly from the heart of Africa or even the far south of it. Radar-guided gunners and enough payload to turn an entire city to ash. They're being led by a cutting-edge VTOL stealth bomber, codenamed Obsidian Periton. The guy behind it is a renowned Nagari ace pilot. The Air Gallet Squadron tried to intercept it in Africa. They failed, and we haven't heard from them since. All spacecraft under NATO command jurisdiction following re-entry. Good luck.
Starlight control to Firebird. Heads up for a friendly wing joining you on your port side. Roger, Starlight. Visual. Bloody marvelous. Dauntless leader, this is Tango control. Bandits now probably within radar range. Roger, Tango, I've got them. Whirlwind leader, turning 090 now. Sender, heads up for fulcrums above. Roger, my great bird, going up now. Take the left-hand formation, Infinity 4. Roger. Everybody else keep tight. Swarms on those sides. Dauntless leader, zip lip. Everyone go secure. This ought to be fun. There's gonna be more targets than I know what to do with. Easy there, Zephyros. We're gonna need to keep our cool on this one. Don't worry, Euros. You keep your head cool. Me, I'll keep my guns hot.
X-Ray Squadron, do you copy?
Roger that, Major. We're all airborne and raring to go.
Coastal Defense said we've got Greys inbound over the Gulf and headed our way. Happy hunting.
You too, sir. You heard the Major. Get ready, boys. Large enemy formation on radar. Bloody hell! That's the largest bomber wave we've seen so far. Athena Squadrons. Vector to intercept hostile bombers. Squadrons E for Firebird, Starfighter, Dauntless. Engage for rescues. Infinity 1, Omega 11, Viper 2. Maintain defense line. Here they come. We've got another bomber wing coming in from above. comes another wave. X-ray 2 to the lead. It looks like the next wave has fighter escort. Commander 1, let's go get him. Viper Squadron. Tally ho, X-ray Squadron. We'll take the rear starboard. Starfighter, you take the port. Starfighter 1, welcome. Tally ho, Starfighter. And a lot of you, keep your eyes open for their escort. They come right apart with your strong wings. Commander 1, I just took one out. ETA until they hit the commander's 1 minute. Shoot them down. Dallas 1 here. I don't know if we can take another wave. These guys don't know when to quit.
Bloody hell, I think he went down on the A6.
That'll be a mess for traffic, Dad.
X-ray 3 here. There's too many of them. I can't even slow them down. X-ray 4, scratch another enemy village.
HCD had given us better intel on the numbers. You'd think they'd start setting better plans.
We have more enemy planes incoming. Let's give them a warm welcome to Lisbon. God damn it, those houses are going up with torches. They're bombing residential neighborhoods. Those aren't military targets. Damn it, what are they doing? Whatever it is, let's make him stop it.
Not half bad. You rang the bell there. Looks like the Greys are getting ready to try again.
I believe I every bastard. 6 o'clock high, coming down now. Roger, Viper 2, I see him. Viper 2, break right and climb. Viper 1 to all units, large van detected. Intel confirms it to be Obsidian Periton, a top ace. Looks like we've got company. They're heading straight for us. Sure looks like an X-ray 3. Sephiros, don't just charge in. I'm not gonna wait for them to take me down. I can't shake him. Is that all you got? This guy won't get off me. Garuda 1, they're on me now. Adonis 1 copies. Tell me something I didn't know. Just do what you have to do, Captain. I'm all right. We did it! Woohoo! And he's the last one. They're done for now. Nice flying, Captain. We couldn't have done it without you.